Hello everyone, my name is Yoshimi, and welcome back to the channel. It has certainly been a while since the last entry in my Exploring Spooky Places in Roblox series, and in that time, I've been thinking off and on about reviving the series and producing more episodes. I kinda miss the fun and mystery of exploring strange and long-forgotten worlds in a game from my childhood, and been working on a few different projects for the channel, Exploring Spooky Places in Roblox Volume 2 included. So to get ready for that, I have decided to re-release the 4 videos I previously made as one long video. This video will simply be a compilation of the first 4 episodes in full, so if you have already seen these videos and do not want to watch them again, no worries. With that being said, I hope you enjoy this video as we take a trip down memory road and explore some of the most frightening places Roblox has to offer. Please feel free to comment on what places you would like to see featured in Volume 2, and if you are new here, subscribe and check out some of my other content. I cover a wide range of strange media and music topics as well. This has been Yoshimi, have a good night, and enjoy. Hello, and welcome. Since the success of my Roblox Iceberg video, I have been hungering for more spooky and weird content within Roblox. The game is a large place, home to a ton of interesting and unique people. However, with such a large player base comes mystery and abandoned places. Join me tonight as I take a look at a few of these places in a new series full of wonder, horror, and mystery. So with that, sit back, grab a blanket, join me by the campfire as I spin tales of my journey into the deep underground of Roblox content. Exit Here by Dean Hawks is a strange dimension full of rust and decay. Its skybox, a glaring blood red, as a handprint in the sky leaves a mark of once was or what may have been. The world is tilted and distorted, separated only by single wooden planks that bridge the gap between the world's small interconnected islands. There appears to be this giant rusted monolith only suspended by odd, bloodied rope-like appendages connected to rusty pillars. Abandoned housing, one of which contains a strange rusted block that spews random combinations of numbers. Another has some sort of name or letter combination etched into the ground. There are several statues placed around the map, possibly effigies of a long forgotten time, now standing in decay, waiting for someone to view them once more. It is not entirely known what purpose this place serves, if any at all. I just know that it was a very surreal and brain-churning experience. Kenophobia by Mouse Stroger is a simple, yet drastically deep place once understood. Upon entering, I was only in a sea of grass and skybox. Walking felt like forever, and I was waiting for something to come out and get me. Yet there was nothing. I kept walking, and still nothing, as the horizon line seemed to extend forever. That's when it hit me. Kenophobia is the abnormal fear of large, empty spaces. This place is empty for a reason, and its silence and loneliness is deafening. This next one has a little bit of story behind it. Lizus, or as the place is now known as, Lazorius, the fallen king who rose by Lizus, is a strangely somber place. Legend states that it was once home to someone who had unfortunately passed away. The place supposedly contained a clock that ticked, but after a while would stop. You would eventually get a message from an unknown user sometime in the future with the phrase, "tick-tock," with you ending up dead soon after. However, this was not the case upon my investigation. While searching around, I could not find a ticking clock anywhere, only a half-opened grave, a bunker with graffiti all over the room, and a speaker loudly playing Ghost Girl by Lil Peep. but no clock. What's strange is that the user who created this place does not exist anymore. Jesus was apparently a well-known myth in the community and has another game called The Risen King Who Fell. They were a part of the Void cultists and were alleged to have had affiliations with Noli, another well-known myth in the community. However, since they have now been terminated, we are left with more questions than answers. Speaking of missing creators, Kranos is a long-forgotten relic in Roblox's rich history, being one of the oldest places ever created. There's a quiet solace to this place as you explore a long broken, abandoned village, a small cave system, and a long extending hallway. A door in the center spawn location stands unopened for over a decade now, leaving one to wonder what lies beyond it, if anything at all. Many don't understand why its creator, Minish, was terminated, and mystery shrouds their sudden exit. Sources claim that they had gotten into a feud with a Roblox moderator, while others had speculated that they were terminated after supposedly buying an account named Diana. While the true reason for their termination is not known, this place serves as a possible resting place for a long-forgotten Robloxian. Why Are You Doing This to Me by ZKB is something I had never experienced before in a Roblox game. The place is barely made, you can't go into first person, you are only a blue square block, and there's only a bright blue structure far off in the distance. Since there was only one choice, I began to walk towards the odd structure in the horizon. However, after a while, a harsh tone starts to play as a slow-moving orb begins to chase you. Upon coming into the contact with the orb, your client will crash, causing you to have to restart the game if you want to enter the place again. Urkriti's place is probably the most unnerving place I had looked at. Upon entering, I was met with a deep forest, with a rundown cabin behind me. Besides the other explorer I met in the woods, it was clear I was not alone. A figure atop the cliff above me was looming over, staring at me, seemingly watching me wherever I went. Next to the cabin is a grave with the name of another content creator who also happens to relate to the last entry on this list. There's a message on the ground somewhere in the forest. Under the Shadow Man, there's a cave entrance. Upon traversing through the cave, I was greeted with the body of a headless girl. Disturbed, I went to turn around, but when reaching the cave entrance again, things were different. Outside was a body hanging from across the road. However, an invisible wall blocked me from further examining the body. My Dollhouse by Louis could possibly be a connection to the previous place. Entering, I knew something was off about it. 3 girls frozen in time doing various activities in the downstairs area. There is a barren emptiness to the house, only having a few pieces of furniture scattered in it. Going outside, I noticed an attic area. Going upstairs, my suspicions were confirmed as I found an entrance to that area. Using the doll to jump up there, I was met with a crooked, inverted cross. When touching it, the dollhouse changed. Going back down, the doll I used to get up to the attic had disappeared, and the dolls downstairs had moved. It was clear there was some sort of puzzle in place, but I pondered where to start. I couldn't get back up to the attic, and there was no clear clues to help me get to the next point. But when I stepped outside the front door, I saw one of the dolls move in the window. I knew I had to touch certain objects for things to change, and they go as follows. Inverted cross, front door, bed upstairs, the cross again, one of the chairs at the dining table, and the couch. And then, I was teleported outside. It was cold, dark, and empty. Entering the house again, I saw the dolls, and another figure. A shadow man, similar to the one that was watching me on the cliff top. I left that house, and I have not returned since. So there you have it. A few tales of terror from my journey into the dark underground of Roblox. If you like this video, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. It helps a lot, as well as hitting the bell notification icon next to the subscribe button so you don't miss future entries in this series. I would like to thank each and every one of you for watching, and each and every one of you for subscribing to my channel and supporting me. It helps a lot. If you would like to continue to support me, check out my Ko-fi. I'm in the process of setting that up. I would also like to thank Competist, I hope I am pronouncing that name right, for creating the Discord server that you can join now in the description below to interact with me and other people of this great community we are building here on YouTube. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. This is Yoshimi, and have a good night. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Yoshimi. You may notice the change in scenery from the first episode. That's because this episode is being hosted in the Robloxian Myth Hunters Places to Investigate teleporter. The way this place works is that you can pull a lever and the teleporter chooses one of currently 153 total places in its database. Once a place has been chosen, you enter the door and prepare to investigate the mystery place given. So rather than seeking out these hidden places throughout the internet, I'm gonna let the teleporter choose where I go. Join me tonight as we continue to delve deeper into the dark underground of some of Roblox's most terrifying places. Pulsations is a place that holds a strange energy. Upon entering, I'm greeted by several platforms connected to each other. The central platform contains several pews and odd formations protruding from the ground. On a bench sits 3 figures, one transparent, one completely pitch black, and the other appears to share the same texture as the grass. Further exploring led me to stumble upon a cave under the central platform with more ominous figures. Walking around the cave, I was suddenly teleported to what appeared to be a large cathedral with 2 more entities, one of which appeared to have a clock for a head. Contained within the cathedral are 3 doors that lead to a few different worlds, 2 of them teleporting you to either a completely black or completely white world, of which you cannot exit unless you reset. The 3rd room leads to a prison or holding area of sorts. It is run down, broken, and long forgotten to time. Bodies lay in the cells next to you, and a ladder only leads further down into its ominous depths. Odd paintings line the walls, and a floating text asks, "Why aren't you taking care of yourself?" Walking past the paintings down the long dark hallway leads to an almost pitch black room only containing a stream of seemingly random letters. However, upon further inspection, it appears to be a .onion link, but it is not entirely known what it leads to. Rumor has it though that it contains images of real gore and dead bodies, and sources claim that those same images can be found in earlier versions of the game. Could this be what the paintings replaced? Picture this. You are stuck in a confined environment with no way out. Cage is a game that appears to be just a place someone made as a means to troll or something. However, it goes a little bit deeper than that. You see, there is actually a way out of this cage, but it's not easily seen. Even I had to consult a guide for this one, so thank you to Corky for their video on YouTube regarding this place. So apparently, there is a small click trigger in one of the corners of the cage. It had taken me a little while to find, but after discovering it, a hole in the roof had opened. But freedom was not guaranteed. After escaping the first cage, I was immediately thrown into another cage. With all hope fading, I saw a figure in the distance approaching the cage. The figure came bearing a note. "Look behind you," it said. Another opening, this time leading to a strange monolith containing another switch, opening the other side of the second cage that led to a platform with trees. Suddenly, the island began to extend further and further until red droplets fell from seemingly thin air. In an instant, another figure arose from the liquid and disappeared. Pressing on, I had been greeted by a strange architecture with no clear sign on actually how to press on. Consulting the guide again, there is another trigger at the far end of the area near a small building. Stepping on this trigger, I was met with another island containing what appeared to be a grave of sorts. The phrase, "the dead man walks on," etched into the ground. Turning back, I noticed a large tower had erected itself. Atop of the tower stood the figure from before, blood covering and draining down the tower. It is not entirely known what the meaning behind caged is, and there are very few sources of information on it. Needless to say, there's something weird at play here. Do you have a fear of heights? If so, tower may not be for you. The air is cold, and death can be quick. Awakening on the tower, the first thing I noticed was how dilapidated and decaying it was. Objects fall from the tower and a dark ashy smoke fills the air. Off in the distance, another tower, this time much more grim. Two bodies hang from the tower, indistinguishable as anything specific. I pondered what caused the fate of these two as I attempted a closer examination. Could they have done this to themselves, or am I not alone on this tower? There appeared to be a third tower emerging from the mist, but I could find no way of getting to it. Nowhere left to turn, I had concluded by investigation. A lonely street on a dark night. Not much can be said about Revenge other than it has a weird feeling, like you are being watched, like you are not alone. This is the realm of the equally mysterious Bobby Cult, who is a part of the Cult family, one of the most well-known groups of myths in Roblox history that ultimately deserve their own video on them. However, with Bobby Cult not being very active anymore, it is unclear if we may ever encounter them on this lonely street anytime soon. A drab tree stands long forgotten against a great stone cave. Tomb of the Great Oak delivers a rather somber feeling compared to the previous entries on this list. It is hazy, gray, unfamiliar. Beyond the tree lies a hidden cave. Entering though, I had unfortunately been met with nothing of interest. Backtracking, I was met with a sight akin to my time spent in Urkiti's place. A body hanging from a tree. Upon closer examination, I was quickly hustled away to a new place. A strange circular area full of gray structures that looked like dead trees, rusted metallic objects long lost to time, and a gigantic humanoid figure floating above the area, casting an ominous shadow with no answers in sight. One day, things change. A cabin sits in an abandoned wheat field. A small cemetery lies behind it, possibly containing those who once inhabited these lands. The sky changes drastically from day to night at an increasingly fast rate. Being here feels strange. What's even stranger is that a secret cave lies underneath the land. Entering the cave, I had been met with strange sounds. Some claim that these are the sounds of hell itself. Groaning and loud distortion can be heard as you walk through this empty, barren space. I don't know what it means, but I do know this. Time can be fast. Days move on, regardless of if you're ready for it. These days can be positive. These days can be negative. Whether you wake up next to the love of your life, or the echoing call of an alarm clock as you drag yourself into a life-sucking job, or anxiety-enveloping school. However, despite these miserable days, there are good ones, and it's up to you to get away from those bad days, to change those bad days into good over time. It may not be tomorrow, but one day things change. And there you have it. More entries to add to the list of places I've explored in Roblox. I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to be taking a brief hiatus with the Roblox content. It's not that I don't enjoy it, it's just that I want to focus on a couple of big horror related video projects coming up in November and December of this year. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had a safe and fun Halloween, and I hope you guys will come back for the next video. That being said, this is Yoshimi, and have a good night. Hello everyone, and welcome. It has certainly been a little while since my last Roblox video. However, that changes in tonight's investigation as I am returning to the seemingly endless virtual space. There's something interestingly odd about certain Roblox games. Throughout the years, many players have supposedly had strange encounters on several different games, sightings of ghostly figures nearly just out of sight, or stalking long abandoned and forgotten places. Many believe a lot of the older Roblox games are haunted due to the odd and lonely atmosphere these old and decaying places give off, as if there is something else with you when you should be all alone. Tonight, we take a look at a few of these places where ghost sightings are common and see just what's in store. Who knows? We may find something that we are not supposed to. Case 1 is the Roblox HQ Ghost. There are several variations of the Roblox headquarters, however the one we will be looking into tonight is the Roblox World Headquarters created by Builderman in 2008. Various sightings of ghosts and other paranormal beings have been reported since the creation of the place. The most common sighting is that if the NPCs placed around the map suddenly die, then it means that a ghost has killed it. There have been a couple of supposed screenshots seemingly confirming the existence of said virtual spirit. However, in a video by YouTube user Enzo published in 2017, they decided to conduct their own investigation at the Roblox World Headquarters, noting that none of the NPCs there die, leading to the myth most likely being false. Other reports claim that after a while the NPCs do begin to die, but that is because of the age of the game rather than any possibly malevolent being. There is said to be one other being haunting the Roblox headquarters, a black shadowy apparition said to have been seen in a video by a person named MeWinner, and is theorized to be one of the first recorded sightings of the HQ Ghost. However, I found no such video existing on YouTube. This is the supposed screenshot of the video, but I cannot confirm as its existence is sort of a mystery in its own right. I could not conduct my own investigation on this since the HQ has since been privatized. Our next case is what I could only find translated as Girls Middle School. In 2017, user/Roblox Horror Story posted a short discussion to the Roblox subreddit regarding a strange Chinese game that supposedly contained a ghost within it. The OP stated that if you waited long enough, you will catch a glimpse of said ghost with a link to a video of footage they captured of the sighting. Intrigued, I decided to check out this place and see if I could find this ghost myself. Upon entering, I was met with a distinct atmosphere. Exploring the small, confined space, a couple of interesting things happened. Upon examining the noose outside the spawn area, I could see a strange, transparent face form on the wall behind it. Further waiting and going back to the room with a single light in it, I was able to see the ghost after about 2 minutes of waiting. It did not face me at first, however, once I entered the room it began to chase me. In the video I mentioned earlier, it could at one point kill the player, but I don't think it works correctly, and after a short while, it disappeared. I did see it once more in a mirror in the level before disappearing again for good this time. While this is obviously some sort of script, it is still pretty creepy to be honest. Onto our third case, the smoke is a rather strange entity said to exist within Roblox. Legends and reports state that this apparition has a very small chance of spawning in any and almost every Roblox game. Very few sightings and screenshots exist of it, and those that do show very strange smoke clouds in games. Not much is known if these entities are real at all, making it all the more mysterious. Our next case is the Haunted Mansion Ghost. On December 8th, 2019, YouTube user Sharkblocks had uploaded a video discussing some of the creepiest things he had ever seen in Roblox. One of the entries included in the video regarded the game Haunted Mansion created by Shedletsky back when he went under the name Telemon. Sharkblocks stated that he had been playing the game sometime in 2013 and had taken several screenshots while playing. One peculiar screenshot involved a mysterious white mist near a bookshelf in one of the rooms. He stated that he could not explain the screenshot as none of the others he took looked anything like it. Haunted Mansion has since been privatized, so it is unclear if we will ever get to see what lies beyond its doors. This one is kind of strange to see as our next case takes place in After the Flash Deep 6. I've always been a big fan of the After the Flash roleplay servers for a very long time since I started playing Roblox. According to a video by YouTube user Filthy Moose, while they were spending time in one of the buildings, a sink seems to turn itself on out of nowhere. Intrigued by this seemingly paranormal act, I decided to look into this myself. Finding the building was kind of hard since there weren't many landmarks I could cross-reference from the video. However, it was was actually just a little bit away from where I had spawned. Finding the building, I had immediately entered, walking up to the exact room the video takes place in. I began mimicking what Filthy Moose had done in the video, turning on various lamps and sinks in the bathroom and kitchen area. However, there had been nothing to come from my investigation, at least. Our next case is the infamous Bloxwatch eyes. There are said to exist mysterious disembodied eyes that appear randomly in many of Roblox's popular games. They appear as white or red and are usually off in the distance or even in the skybox. Attempts to investigate these eyes closer will cause your account to get deleted and IP banned. The eyes appear brighter than stars, and it is advised to straight up leave the game before you become their next victim. I've never personally seen these eyes myself. However, while playing the Arsenal map Canals, I did notice a pair of bright glowing disembodied eyes in the sewer area. And finally, here we are. Possibly what you have all been waiting for. Since making my Roblox iceberg video, a lot of comments were in regards to the topics of ghost sightings, specifically those in a game known as The Streets. Now, The Streets is already a strange game in its own right. The official Streets wiki describes the game as the most accurate portrayal of urban ghettos on Roblox, so take that line as you will. Many people go on these servers to either roleplay, blare loud music from in-game radios, or randomly kill players with no reason. Needless to say, The Streets are a strange place, but we are not here to talk about that. No, we are here to talk about something much stranger. So mysterious that many don't know if it exists or not. I'm here to figure that out, and boy, did I find something crazy. The earliest sightings of a ghost haunting the streets possibly comes from YouTube user Jacob Karp in 2017, about a year after the game was released. The video shows Jacob investigating an area of the streets, and after a short while, he captures a strange transparent figure that quickly floats across the screen and suddenly disappears. Since the inclusion of this video, many have disputed the claim of a spectral figure haunting the war zone that is the streets. Several videos have shown that the ghostly apparition does appear. However, I wanted to find it myself and confirm it once and for all. So with that, I booted up Roblox, and my brother and I decided to track down this mysterious figure. I'm sure you all know The Streets is rather unique in its presentation. Based on some of the posts and videos regarding The Streets, I knew what I was getting into. Upon getting in, I immediately had to fight my way through the various other players, even getting separated from my brother a couple of times. The first half hour of investigating was rather dull. I decided to go into a couple of key locations that appear in the aforementioned videos. However, I could find nothing. I was ready to call it quits until I decided to go into one more server, and I found something incredible. As I spawned at the docks area, I was taking a look around, and almost immediately, I saw a transparent humanoid figure seemingly floating on the beach off in the distance. Approaching it closer, my suspicions were confirmed. I, myself, had found the ghost of the streets, something that many have disputed for years, and I have the footage to back it up. Just as soon as it was there, however, it vanished, never to be seen again. In conclusion, Roblox is home to some creative people and places. We all know that. However, since the past couple of years, people have finally decided to take a closer look at some of the aspects of Roblox that lie just below the surface and the ghosts that haunt it, both metaphorically and literally. We can see now that some of these rumors and urban legends have some layer of truth to them. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you won't miss what's next. This has been Yoshimi, and have a good night. I've been playing Roblox for close to a decade now, off and on, and in my time, I've witnessed many mysteries, myths, and urban legends with varying degrees of believability. Many of these are nothing more than fun time wasters or in-game ARGs that leave many like myself dedicating time to investigating and bringing to light some of Roblox's darkest secrets. One such mystery has piqued my interest somewhat as I've gotten back into Roblox mystery investigating recently. Tonight, we delve into the deepest corners of Roblox to see just what it contains. Vault 8166 is an alleged urban legend / mystery regarding a supposed underground secret server where many strange and unexplained phenomena are said to occur. According to legend, it is supposedly a secret vault map that is run by many unknown dangerous hackers who have backdoor access to all of Roblox's features and servers. Apparently, the monitors here in the wall are used to monitor everything that is occurring in Roblox, allowing easy access for hackers to prey on anyone they set their sights on. Other rumors mention that this secret server is supposed birthplace of some of the most dangerous exploits to ever grace Roblox. Viruses, malicious software, scripts, etc. have all been conjured and tested here. The first mention of Vault 8166 was an alleged post made by an anonymous user on the Roblox Talk subforum on November 15, 2016. The post cannot be found, but the OP allegedly claimed that they accidentally stumbled upon an unknown place in Roblox while testing a teleporter for another game. The post went on to mention how the place was evil operating behind our eyes, with dangerous people gaining access to important information from user profiles on the site. Shortly after this presumed post, word had gotten out about the evil vault, but when many went back to check the thread, the post along with the users seemingly disappeared, never to be found again. Shortly after the original forum post, apparently the first release footage of the vault was released to the public in January of 2017. The video shows what looks like security footage as two users make their way down to one of the vault halls. One user stops to look around before seemingly being attacked by unknown entities shortly before the video cuts. After the release of this footage, many began to debate what this entity was that attacked the player. Reports from those who have supposedly infiltrated the vault claim that it can be spotted near the entrance to level 3, with many believing it serves as some sort of guardian of the facility. There are supposedly more guardians within the vault, each inhabiting one level. Other reports tell of a smoke detector-like object that are used to crash the games of unsuspecting victims. It is believed these are controlled by some unknown third party to prevent those from venturing too far into the vault. This footage is not the only supposed recorded evidence of the vault's existence. One on May 20th, 2021 details one of the entities on level 5 of the facility going rogue, possibly being controlled by an exploiter. Many question how it was able to make its way from the pit in level 5 all the way to level 1. However, a log of the incident had been recorded, stating, 7:48 a.m. Level 5 Guardian sounds heard near level 4. Users seen running away from level 4 area. 7:50 a.m. Level 5 Guardian made its way to the level 1 hall and walked down the hall until reaching the White Guardian chamber. 7:55 a.m. Level 5 Guardian is seen wandering in the entrance to level 3, where the regular Guardian is usually seen. 7:59 a.m. to 8:02 a.m. Attacking spree begins. 8:03 a.m. Went to level 1 and started attacking users near the infamous main hall from the first footage. 8:04 a.m. It made its way to the spawn and started spawn killing. 8:06 a.m. The server was shut down / locked. Around 20 minutes later, the rogue, level 5 Guardian, re-emerged and made its way to level 1, spawn killing incoming users for around 40 minutes before the server shut down once again. Not much is known about the actual alleged facility save for a few screenshots and short details regarding each level. There are 9 levels in total, with most players spawning at level 1. This is the most visible part of the game and does not contain much in way of detail. Most Guardian sightings are reported here. Level 2 is much of the same but darker. Light is not as visible and many computer terminals line the area. Level 3 is an area that is located somewhere next to level 1. Many speculate that this is the area the Guardian is most likely trying to protect. Level 4 is next to level 2 and contains a floating skull and halls of data blocks. Level 5 is considered the most dangerous part of the facility for unknown reasons, and level 7 is merely a detailless room. Level 6, 8, and 9 are currently unknown. At some unknown point in time, a public document was released containing info on Vault 8166 that is not widely known until now. The 12-page document is titled Handbook 8166 and contains several key pieces of info regarding history, codes, and attempted meanings behind the vault's purpose. The point of view is from an unknown author who details his account about the rise in exploit use around 2016, expressing his mild distaste and irritation for it, being a constant victim of hacking, even having his account infiltrated and banned at one point. The narrator then begins to detail how he befriended some of the hackers who briefly briefly spoke of a place that even regular explorators feared. According to the document, the site could not be accessed by normal means and instead had to be downloaded as a separate file that opens Roblox. The document goes into detail about strange happenings and more as the author ventures deeper into the Vault 8166 rabbit hole. Only on the other side is a strange game created in 2016, but gives that feeling of a 2008 Roblox place with its simple design and few solid color blocks. When I first entered the game, I thought something was broken. I kept spinning around the map, clashing with the geometry and constantly falling over, only to suddenly stop at seemingly odd points. Because of this, I had initially brushed it off as a broken game until I came back to investigate sometime later. Apparently, the random stopping of the spinning world was caused by the appearance of a strange black orb in the sky. When it disappeared, the world would start spinning again. After a back and forth of this dizzying affair, a giant figure appeared in the skybox. It had a pitch black head and a reflective body. The figure stood, unmoving, for the remainder of my time here, only silently watching me, its thoughts unknown to the rest of the world. This place is the creation of the Twinkler Man, an old Roblox myth of a shadowy apparition who has murdered its victims by breaking their necks. The spinning as seen in the game could be a reference to this, as Twinkler Man shared the same fate as one of his victims, having his head twisted over and over. The place's name, Only on the Other Side, is a reference to death itself, as only in death can Twinkler Man's head stop spinning. Lovin' and the place it teleports you to, Trick, are two of the more lighthearted places I've been to since starting the series. Entering Lovin', you are greeted with a bronze forest deep in a valley. Bright orbs of light float above the sky and whimsical music plays in the background. Not much can be seen in Lovin', as after a short while I was transported into Trick, a long dark hallway full of light strands shooting across the room and many of the same bright orbs that can be found in Lovin'. This is the work of a smaller myth named Martyrs. Martyrs is a caretaker of wisps. He resides here in Lovin' in order to do so, as well as search and create more places for the wisps to wander. Lovin' is a place of many emotions, both positive and negative, and serves as a forgotten place where one man once resided alone, the wisps being the only reminder of the work he did. Yuki is a strangely serene place with seemingly something behind it. While posing as a quiet, snowy Japanese village, there seems to be something nihilistic and dark hiding in the town. Upon searching the town, I first came across an open hut with a to-do list with some rather strange tasks. There's a closet that can also be open that has an admittedly edgy scenery showing religious paraphernalia with the word lies scrawled next to it. There's also two NPCs who sit at trees on each side of the town. One, a mysterious man in a hat who gives vague answers to your question. When asked if he's found anything, he states yes. When asked what that means, he says, the end of the universe. You never find out what he means, but if you look across from him, you can only see the skybox and the edge of the physical game. Another character is a girl who seems sad and not openly ready to talk to you. She will mention that Yuki means falling snow, and when asked who Eli is, strange text begins to pop up. I could not tell if this was another language, jumbled up words, or just gibberish, but it's definitely odd. I may return to this place in the near future and dig deeper into this mystery. 8X was one of the longer rabbit holes I went down. Upon spawning into the world, I was met with a platform floating in empty space. All looked pretty normal until I appeared behind me, only to be met with an unmoving, long, slender figure off in the distance. I pondered why this figure was there, watching me yet never making a move. I decided to begin my journey. After some platforming, I came across a chest. Clicking on the chest, I was then transported to another world. I was put in a beautiful field as birds chirped and the sunlight showed across the landscape. Exploring, I came across several objects including a buried piano, a campfire, and most importantly, a picnic area. I came up the hill, only to be met with the same figure off in the distance. I realized that whatever it was stalking me, waiting for me to slip up in order to make its next move. Back to the main place, I made my way past more increasingly difficult platforming until I made it to what appeared to be some sort of mirror with a note and a code on it. However, approaching the mirror led me to be teleported to somewhere yet again. As soon as I appeared in mist, I knew there was something deeper to this. A deep blue facility in an unknown location. Nevertheless, I began to make my way through the building. I got stuck at the first door, however, looking for anywhere to enter the code I saw earlier. I almost gave up here, honestly, until I said the code in the speech option, and the door finally opened. The next area was a strange platforming part, where you had to look through a mirror wall on the other side of the room in order to see where you were going. After a couple attempts, I made it and traversed to the final room, a huge sprawling tower that needed to be climbed in order to reach some unknown teleporter at the top. I was enjoying this platforming mechanic, but this one tested me. I was probably here for about an hour trying to get to the top of the tower, getting a little bit farther each time but failing much more. Luckily, there is a door that opens at the bottom after a button press that will teleport you up to the halfway point though. After much strife and determination, I finally made it into the final area. This place was quiet. Grass swayed in the nightly wind as you hear it like ghosts beckoning to you. I was in an area just outside of a door. I quickly realized there was a puzzle here and proceeded to follow its steps to opening the door. After opening it, I proceeded to traverse the peaceful landscape. Its beautiful blue lighting reminded me of a summer night camping. Passing giant mushrooms and crawling through cave systems led me to some sort of small valley with another puzzle and door. I really liked this puzzle aspect. It made it a lot more engaging and I appreciate that touch. After completing the puzzle, I went through the next door. Another facility lay before me. I wonder what this could have all meant. What was the purpose of this place? The indication of plant life growing here means that it could have been left abandoned quite some time ago. I explored a little bit and couldn't really find a lot. It was here I decided to end my journey, possibly returning one day to finding out more about this place, the facilities, the place floating in nothingness, and that strange, tall figure that stares hauntingly. And there you have it, more places I have explored and charted. I hope you all enjoyed tonight's broadcast. It was good to get back into exploring the weird side of this game. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, it would mean a lot if you checked out my Patreon if you would like to further support the content that I make. Also check out my second channel. I do a lot more casual stuff there that you might enjoy. I just put a new video up on it. That being said, this has been Yoshimi, and have a good night.